Conservative New Media viewers and Jeremy Lin fans around the world, what is up? We are here to go over J-Lin's post-game comments after the Houston Rockets beat the Utah Jazz in game number 16 to improve their record to 8-8. Now, here's some of what J-Lin had to say. He said that the game against Utah was a step in the right direction. He said, though, the team still has holes they have to address. He mentioned that they caught Utah at a good time because Utah was playing a back-to-back. So he's like, look, they're a good team and we caught them on a back-to-back. They were kind of tired. So, he's just kind of saying, look, we were in a good situation tonight. We knew that, and, they took advantage of it. He said that Houston is showing good offensive balance right now. The ball's moving really well. He said the team's trusting each other and playing hard, and that's why they're winning right now. He also said that the team played good defense down the stretch. He said particularly the big men play good defense, and that's good. He's showing leadership there. You don't want to take all the credit for yourself. You want to spread the credit around, and it's good that he's crediting the big guys for doing a good job, and that's that's one of the reasons why I really like Jeremy Lin. It's because he's a modest guy, and he's quick to credit other people rather than crediting himself. I think that's a good characteristic of a leader. That's how you make guys happy. Now, if you see the title here, it says, Utah wanted to make us finish at the rim. Now, what he's saying there, and he also said then our bigs did a good job being in the ghost area, so they had to stay with them, meaning that the layups could be taken by the guards. What he means is when he's talking about the finish, they wanted to make us finish. What he's saying is Utah's defensive strategy was to, as he mentioned, stay with the big guys. What that means is when Jeremy Lin is coming off of a pick and roll and the bigger guy, whoever is in the paint protecting the rim, they're going to stay with the big man. In other words, they're going to make Jeremy Lin finish at the rim. They're not going to come to him and then let him pass to Ashik for a dunk. And when he's talking about the ghost area, that's just kind of that little space where the big man's far enough away from where the guy is driving to the lane so that there is a passing lane available there. In other words, the defender has to make a decision. You're either going to the big man or you're coming to stop the ball. And Utah's strategy last night, according to Jeremy Lin, was they're going to stick with the big guys. And you, Jeremy Lin, you show us that you can finish. You show us you can hit layups and hit little shots, and he did that. So that's important to understand. Man, that's a defensive strategy thing that a lot of fans won't pick up. For example, Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard. Now, if you watch some of the Laker games this year, and I've watched pretty much all of them, Dwight Howard's changing everything for Kobe Bryant. Why? Because Kobe Bryant's getting to the rim now. Because just like what Jeremy Lin's saying, the defender doesn't want to leave Dwight Howard. He doesn't want to come and stop Kobe doing a layup because if he comes and does that, Dwight Howard's getting a dunk. Dwight Howard's getting an alley-oop. He's getting a highlight reel thing. So you're seeing Kobe get right to the rim, and it looks easy. But it's not that easy, but that's the effect of a big man that can finish well. Obviously, the Rockets don't have anybody of Dwight Howard's caliber at finishing plays with dunks, but you still have to respect these guys. Greg Smith had some nice dunks in the game yesterday. Ashik is finishing better all the time. Patrick Patterson can finish. So Lin's success, certainly it was a lot because of him. I mean, he had to hit shots. He hit those little 5-footers late in the game yesterday. But it's also based on defensive strategy. So there are going to be other nights where that's not going to be the strategy. The strategy is going to be, we're going to make Jeremy Lin pass the ball. And so Jeremy Lin on that night, maybe he doesn't have 19 points, and I can't remember how many assists he had, 8 or 9 assists. Maybe he has 12 points and 12 assists because the defensive strategy is going to be different. But so overall, this was a good win. What Jeremy's basically saying, this was a good win. We can't get too happy about it. We still have a lot of work to do. Our offense is improving. The ball is moving. And then what I was explaining there as regards the ghost area and what Utah's defensive strategy. Now, also after the game, Kelvin Sampson, who is the acting head coach, while Kevin McHale is on leave, said, quote, Jeremy's decision-making tonight was outstanding, unquote. And what he was talking about, and we will put links to both of these videos so you can check them out. What Kelvin Sampson was talking about was pick and roll plays. Whenever the guard or whoever it is, whoever's got the ball, can be the big, but, or whoever it is that's dribbling the ball in a pick and roll. Pick and roll is just simply, one guy sets a screen, the other guy comes off of it, and then the guy rolls to the basket or he flares out to take a jump shot, which is more called pick and pop. Pick and roll is usually, you roll to the basket and get in position to go for a shot whenever the defender has to make a decision about what they're going to do. So what Kelvin Sampson was saying was that Jeremy was making great choices in those situations. Whenever he was coming off of pick and rolls, he had to decide, am I going to pass? Am I going to take the ball to the rim? What am I going to do? And that goes back to what Jeremy was saying about he understood what Utah was doing. They're giving me the layup. They're giving me the shot. So when he comes off of the pick and rolls, he has to recognize that. It's almost like a wide receiver or a quarterback recognizing how the defensive backs are playing him. They need to adjust to that. They need to make the right read of the defense. And that's what Jeremy did well last night. And it's good to see, Kelvin Sampson was giving him credit. And he's right. He did a very good job at that, which is why his points were high, his assists were good, and his turnovers were down. Jeremy is an excellent pick and roll player. That's what the whole Linsanity 1.0 was all about, was Coach Mike D'Antoni, who plays heavy pick and roll, letting Jeremy do that. And Jeremy's great at that. As we've talked about before, I think it's good that Jeremy's in an offense now where it's not all pick and roll. Yeah, it's kind of weird to see Jeremy out there basically being a spot-up three-point shooter, but that's going to help his game. That's going to make him have more options as a player. If all he did was pick and roll, he'd be great at pick and roll, but he wouldn't be good at anything else. Now he's learning to get better at shooting, so it might not look great right away, but in a year or two or three, he's going to be a much better player. I mean, again, we've talked about and compared him with Steve Nash. Steve Nash is a fantastic shooter. So the more areas that Jeremy Lin can excel at as he gets a better shooter, as he dribbles better with his left hand, the more complete a player he will be, and the more unstoppable he will be. And, the more versions of Linsanity we will see. So, look, this was great. We'll put those two links in the video description. We'll also link up to our two videos we did on the game last night. I did one. JDV did another one. So you can celebrate and enjoy and relive Jeremy Lin's great performance. That is all for now. Give us your comments below. Thumbs up, thumbs down this video. Also in the video description will be a link where you can join the Conservative New Media Facebook group. Over 2,000 members there and growing. Love to have you come and join as well. I am Paul at Villarreal, the NBA expert. Thanks for watching Conservative New Media. We strive to be the #1 Jeremy Lin YouTube fan channel. We will talk to you again soon. Have a great day.